Hey guys, in this video I'm going to be showing you how to do the pom-pom edging for this simple boho placemat. It just adds like a little bit of texture to the outer edge, makes it really fun and playful, and it's a lot easier than you think. For this tutorial I am using Yarn Bee Comfy Classic in the color khaki. And I'm also using a 6mm crochet hook. So we have just finished the last round of the placemat. So to start our new border round, we are going to chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so now this chain 2, the beginning chain 2, we're not going to even touch it, but we are going to be working into this third chain here. So we are going to yarn over and insert our hook into that third chain. Gonna yarn over and draw up a loop. So we have 3 loops on our hook. We are going to yarn over and just pull through the first 2 loops. All right, now into that same chain 3, we are going to yarn over again, insert our hook into the chain, yarn over, draw up a loop. We're going to yarn over and just pull through the first 2 loops just like before. So we have done that a total of 2 times. We're going to do that once more. So yarn over, insert your hook into the chain, yarn over, draw up a loop, yarn over, and just pull through the first 2 loops. Okay, so at this point we have 4 loops on our hook, and that's exactly what we want. So we're going to yarn over and draw through all 4 loops on our hook. And that completes our first bobble. Now, to make it really puffy, what we're going to do is we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and we are going to insert our hook into that first chain. You can see it's that really big gap here. Okay, so insert our hook, yarn over, draw up a loop. So we have 3 loops on our hook. Yarn over and just pull through the first 2 loops. So we're basically going to make that bobble just how we did before. So we've done that once. We're going to do that 2 more times just like in the one below. So yarn over, insert your hook into that chain, yarn over, draw up a loop, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops. Okay, twice. Now the third time, yarn over, insert your hook into the chain, yarn over, draw up a loop, yarn over, and just pull through the first 2 loops. Okay guys, so let's do a quick check. We have 4 loops on our hook, and so now we are going to yarn over and draw through all 4 loops. Okay, so right now we have 2 sort of bobbles here, 2 halves of one whole bobble. So what we're going to do is we're going to basically bring our hook down towards us, and that makes it so that our top bobble folds over top of our bottom bobble, and so now it's kind of like they're one. So the way that we're going to join them, I'm just going to turn our work so that we can see it. We are going to be working into that third chain that we started with, but we're not going to work into that gap there. We're actually going to work right off to the side. I just find that working into this little space here, there's not much of it, which is good. So then it doesn't make our bobble kind of like weird and floppy. It makes it really tight. So not here, but right here. I think you guys can see that. So right in between this loop and this loop, we're going to insert our hook. And we're going to make a slip stitch, so we're going to yarn over and draw through that loop on our hook. Okay, perfect. So that makes our bobble stitch. And now we are going to chain 2 to kind of close that stitch. And we are going to skip 4 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're skipping those entirely, and we're going to be working a slip stitch into the next stitch. So the 5th stitch is right here. So we're gonna insert our hook, yarn over, and just pull through that loop on our hook to make a slip stitch. Alright guys, so we have just finished our first part of our border. We are going to be doing that all the way around. So I'm going to show you guys that once more. We are going to start off by chaining 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and now we are going to work into that third chain that we made. So we're going to make our first bobble into that third chain. So yarn over, draw up a loop. So we have 3 loops on our hook. Yarn over and just pull through the first 2 loops. Now we did that once. We are going to do that 2 more times for a total of 3. So yarn over, draw up a loop, yarn over, pull through just the first 2 loops. Once more, yarn over, insert your hook into the same chain, yarn over, draw up a loop, yarn over, and just pull through the first 2 loops. Alright guys, quick check. We have 4 loops on our hook, so we are going to yarn over and pull through all 4 loops on our hook. So we have just made our bottom bobble. Now, to make our top, we are going to chain 3, and we are going to yarn over and insert our hook into that first chain, and you can see it's like that big gap right above our bottom bobble. So yarn over, draw up a loop, yarn over, and just pull through the first 2 loops. So just like that bottom bobble, we're going to do that a total of 3 times. Okay, and the way that we know we've done this correctly is we have 4 loops left on our hook, and down here we have this chain 3 space and 3 partial stitches. So yarn over and pull through all 4 loops on our hook. Alright guys, now pull your hook down so that top bobble covers the bottom bobble, and we are not going to be working into this third chain here. We're actually going to be working into this little stitch beside it to make a tighter stitch. So in between this top and bottom loop, we're going to insert our hook, yarn over, draw up a loop, and pull through that loop on your hook to make a slip stitch. Okay, chain 2, and now we are going to skip 4 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and we are going to make a slip stitch into that 5th stitch. Alright, so insert your hook, yarn over, and pull through that loop on your hook. Alright, we have made our second bobble. So I'm going to show you guys that once more, just a little bit faster. Okay, so chain 6, 3, 4, 5, 6. Working into that third chain, we're going to make our first bobble. So remember guys, we want to make 3 partial double crochets basically into that third chain. And we know we've done it correctly when we have 3 partial stitches, a chain 3, and 4 loops on our hook. So draw through all those 4 loops. Now to make our top, we're going to chain 3, and we're going to make that bobble stitch right into that first chain right above our bottom bobble, and we're going to make our bobble stitch just like normal. Okay, and we now have 4 loops on our hook, so we are going to yarn over and draw through all 4 loops. Okay, now bring your hook down so that the top bobble covers that bottom bobble, and we are not going to work into this third chain. We're going to work into that little stitch beside it so that it makes a tighter look. So right in here, we're going to insert our hook and make a slip stitch by yarning over and drawing through that loop on our hook. Perfect. Chain 2. Now again guys, we are going to skip 4 stitches, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and we are going to work into that 5th stitch. So we're going to make a slip stitch. And I want you to repeat that all the way around, and I'll meet you back here at the end of the round. Alright guys, I have just made the last bobble stitch, so I'm assuming that you guys are at this point here. So what we're going to do is skip the next 3 stitches, so 1, 2, 3, and then as you guys can see, we started in this 4th stitch here, so we are going to make a slip stitch into that same stitch that we started in. And that's kind of how we join them together. Now to fasten off, what we're going to do is yarn over and pull through that loop on our hook and keep pulling until we get a bit of a tail. And then with our scissors, we're going to cut. We have this tail left over, so now we can just tighten that up, pull it, and now we can't see it, and we're gonna weave in our ends. And this right here is our placemat. So as you can see, it's gonna be curly, but in the next video I'm gonna show you exactly how to block this so that it lays perfectly flat.